Fabrizio Romano has confirmed rumours that Liverpool want to sign the best midfielder. Liverpool have had a great start to the season, but after the game against Tottenham, in which they were penalised by VAR, the morale has plummeted. Perhaps if the Reds had won that game they would have been leading the league. But Klopp made sure that didn't last long and immediately made the team forget about that game and move on. The Reds are currently in 4th place with 20 points, 3 points behind leaders Tottenham. The Reds have definitely shown that they will fight for the top this season and they continue to work behind the scenes. The Reds have been interested in Drago, who is making a name for himself in Bundesliga 2, for the last few weeks. And responding to these rumours, journalist Fabrizio Romano has given the green light. Romano confirmed Liverpool's interest and named 2 potential rivals. There were reports that Liverpool wanted Schalke youngster Hassan Drago, and yes, it is true that Liverpool like him, the transfer expert said. According to reports, Liverpool are not the only club interested in the player. The same goes for Bayern Munich and Milan. They are all aware of his situation, of his release clauses. He's definitely a top talent and that's why these 3 clubs are interested in him. He has great potential, he needs time to develop, but he looks like a very good player. It's great to hear that Liverpool are still willing to look to the future, despite strengthening their midfield over the summer. They've already done that recently by signing one of England's brightest prospects in Trey Nyoni. Now they look set to do the same with one of Germany's best youngsters. But while Nyoni is still developing in the youth teams, Drago has already stepped into senior football. Schalke's relegation last year may not have been seen as a good thing by anyone at the club. But it gave the 17-year-old wonderkid a chance to shine. Often regarded as having one of the best academies in Europe, Schalke have already produced the likes of Manuel Neuer and Liverpool target Leroy Sane. Drago looks set to be next on the list, which also includes Red stopper Joel Matip. As Neuer and Sane eventually did, there is always a good chance that the best German talent will end up at Bayern. With Munich also interested in Drago, Liverpool may need to act quickly and decisively. Liverpool's contract decision has changed in such a way that FSG may have to deviate from the usual model. Ibrahima Konate must have found a 4-leaf clover, landed on a ladybird and seen a rainbow before the Merseyside derby. Luck was on the Liverpool defenders' side. Almost everyone was surprised that Konate was not banned from the Premier League for 1 match. Both red and blue supporters agree that he should have been sent off in the 2-0 win over Everton. Liverpool manager Jürgen Klopp and captain Virgil van Dijk agree the Frenchman was lucky to stay on the pitch. A second yellow card seemed inevitable when the Everton striker brought down Beto. Instead, Toffee's boss Sean Dyche wrote his objections in Craig Pawson's notebook. Konate's last chance came when Klopp turned to Joel Matip and told him to take off his training top and be ready to come on. To be honest, it was a bit of a surprise to see Konate in the starting 11. Although he was seen as Virgil van Dijk's strongest stopper partner, for most of the season he did not play that role. The former Leipzig defender made his first Premier League appearance in 8 games and started for the first time in 2 months. Konate had a habit of picking up minor injuries throughout his Reds career and his minutes were carefully managed in 2023-2024. After making 2 appearances for France during the international break, it was even more questionable why Konate was preferred over Matip against Everton. Matip had started all 6 Premier League games prior to the Merseyside derby. In that period, there were wins over Newcastle United, Aston Villa, Wolves and West Ham. Matip, who scored an own goal to condemn 9-man Liverpool to a 2-1 defeat at Tottenham, was not blamed by anyone before helping to earn a 2-2 draw against Brighton. Indeed, Matip's Reds career is enjoying an Indian summer of sorts. Still, it's easy to forget that he's only 32, given that he is the club's second longest serving player, having arrived on a free transfer from Schalke in 2016. In fact, Matip is the 38th oldest player to play in the Premier League this season. The fact that Matip came on ahead of Gomez against Everton shows that he is currently ahead in the standings. And it seems that Konate's place in Klopp's defense is not very secure. With Matip's contract expiring at the end of the season, Liverpool and Fenway Sports Group will have to make a decision on his future. The former Cameroon international has admitted he wants to extend his stay after winning 6 major trophies, including the 2019 Champions League final against Tottenham. It may be perceived as going against FSG's usual model to sign new deals with players considered to be past their prime. Their mantra is to promote new signings and let them leave once they are past their prime. But there is a precedent for players in their 30s being able to sign new deals. James Milner was kept at Anfield until he was 37. His most recent contract was signed in the summer of 2022, and Klopp wanted to keep his former vice-captain for longer before he left at the end of last season. Jordan Henderson was also 31 when he signed a new 5-year contract in August 2021. While Jarell Quansah is making eye-catching progress, Liverpool will not want to hamper his potential to become a first-team regular. Konate is seen as Van Dijk's long-term successor, although he won't make the starting 11 this term. Gomez has also extended his Anfield career this term and is under contract until 2027. However, Matip reminded that the Reds' race is far from over. Klopp, sporting director Jürgen Schmadtke and FSG's top brass will have to decide whether the race will continue into next season. According to reports, Klopp does not want to lose Matip, whom he trusts in defence. Huge and Liverpool target out for the season with injury. Torino have confirmed that Liverpool target Purshures will miss the rest of the season through injury. The Serie A side announced on their official website that the Dutch defender will be out for at least 6 months after suffering the injury in this weekend's clash against Inter Milan in Italy's top flight. Purshures, who has been hailed as a tremendous player, was rumoured to be on his way to Liverpool this summer, but that transfer fell through as the Reds focused on midfield signings. With Liverpool expected to sign a defender in the January transfer window, Purshures would have been an exceptional signing for the Anfield Giants in 2024. However, Purshures' season-ending injury looks set to derail Liverpool's plans to sign the former Ajax wonderkid in January. Indeed, the defender would have been a perfect fit for Liverpool's style of play, but Liverpool will need to look elsewhere as they continue their search for defensive depth. An anterior cruciate ligament injury is probably the worst thing that can happen to a player, and Purshures now faces a long and grueling road back to full fitness. The defender was at the top of his game and was probably dreaming of a move to the Premier League where Liverpool could be a realistic target for Purshures. But now everything is back to square one for the Dutchman, and many fans and pundits are hoping that Purshures will be back to his best by the 2024-2025 season.